President Biden getting more desperate after failing to gaslight the American people into thinking that Putin is behind higher gas prices. Now, he's resorting to teenage TikTok stars to push his price hike propaganda.
I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said. Russia is one of the top 3 producers of oil, and it is actually their #1 revenue source. Now, with Putin starting this horrific fight between Ukraine and Russia, nobody wants to work with him and do an international trade.
And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg isn't even focused on the surging gas prices.
Gas prices are famously something that is largely outside of the direct control of any political figure.
Where do you laugh?
Oh, just Pete. The spin is so hard. Greg,
yes.
Are you now convinced everything is okay after watching that TikTok propaganda?
I was sitting around going like, could there be a move that's any more unserious than sending Kamala to Poland? What could it be? What could be? Why not use an app favored by 12-year-olds that's created by China that has infiltrated and mangled so many adolescent brains? It's funny, you know, that I was thinking about this. TikTok might be the most effective cyber warfare in history because it's in every house. It causes kids to do really bad stuff to each other and to others. Sometimes it's self-mutilation. It's basically delivering crap to our kids' brains. Meanwhile, in China, they use TikTok to educate their kids. They have rules. They go, I mean, it's like, and yet we're polluting ourselves. But it just, again, it shows you how unserious we are about ending this war. It's amazing. Boris Johnson, the guy whose hair looks like somebody dumped a bowl of linguine on it, he's on top of the energy question. He's meeting with the oil people, the gas people, because he's not concerned with pleasing 20-somethings who go by they and them.
We're meeting with teenagers
yes.
on social media, yes. Sandra. I don't know. Does it say that, I guess, Biden doesn't have any real fixes? He's just worried about PR?
If he does, he hasn't broadcast them or said what they are. Jen Psaki was asked about it again today in the White House press briefing, and her answer is always that this is a priority for him to address these price spikes for the average American consumer. It is painful. They acknowledge that and say that all options are on the table. We still don't know what those options are. I speak to the oil and gas industry. I ask them what could be done to increase and incentivize more drilling, obviously more oil production to bring those gas prices down. If you were to think about something really reasonable to hear from this administration, the oil and gas industry, the American Petroleum Institute, says just send a friendlier message that you're not out to demonize the oil companies. And now you've got these 2 Democrats, Sheldon Whitehouse and Ro Khanna. They want to tax the oil companies more. In a moment where we actually need them. We need more oil production to bring the... And by the way, the message to the TikTok viewer out there is green energy. In a moment where 65% of the American people are living paycheck to paycheck, they're telling you on TikTok to go buy an EV. Do you know what the average price of an electric vehicle is today?
What's that?
Brainroom says $60,000.
Right. And Tesla just raised their prices because of all the supply chain problems. Geraldo,
aye.
Are you now on board with the Putin price hike after watching that young lady sell you on the talking
points? That definitely put me over the top. I concede that President Biden blew it when he crushed domestic oil production. I think that was a strategic error, regardless of the TikTokian presentation there. Biden should admit that he made a terrible error. But this, Sandra Smith, is also true. Exxon, Chevron, BP, and Shell are all enjoying the highest profits they have in 7.5 years.
What's your point?
My point is that the oil companies are reaping record profits. Some of this could be handed to the consumers rather than all of these Exxon, Chevron, BP, Shell. I mean, why don't we look to them and say,
why doesn't the government cut the gas tax then?
But the gas tax is the only thing that keeps the highways together.
We just spent trillions on infrastructure.
Well, but you can't get rid of it.
You already spent the money.
Many politicians of various stripes have pondered cutting off the excise, the gas tax, and all come to the same conclusion. It's reckless and irresponsible.
So
Look to the oil
let me just ask
companies.
you a question. Are you suggesting that those companies are engaging in illegal activity by falsely propping up gas prices? Because if you are, they should be held accountable. But if they are, then evidence should be provided. Because that's a big claim.
I am suggesting that the oil companies are reaping windfall profits, and Ro Khanna's suggestion of a windfall profits tax is much more viable to me than getting rid of the gas.
But you own stock in
answer's
energy
no.
companies.
I do.
Yes, he does. Okay, so
I have
you're
a couple
getting
of
rich.
thoughts.
Geraldo.
The only people who are making windfall profits are Russia, and Venezuela's about to make some. But let me just comment on the TikTok first. I never thought anything could be more ridiculous than when Kamala Harris had those young child actors help her in that space video. Remember, where you could see with your own eyes the moon. Remember that one?
You look related.
But I also want to talk about a segment of our population that we haven't talked about, and that's the senior citizens. So if the alternative to the Biden administration is we're not going to drill here, we're not going to loosen up the regulations, we'll go to Venezuela, we'll beg the Saudis, although they won't take our call, and we want electric cars. Senior citizens drive cars with internal combustion engines. They cannot afford an electric car. And unless the government wants to give them a voucher for an electric car with their next Social Security check, they're the ones who are lost in all of this.
You're right.
They are on a fixed income. They cannot afford anything. They can't even think about an electric vehicle. So while we're going la-da-da-da-da-da-da, why don't we consider our parents, our grandparents, the people who fought the wars, who built the streets? They're being crushed while this president only cares about TikTok.
Can I just get this one last point in there? Because the White House and the Democrats like to tout the 9,000 leases that are not getting tapped into. They're not drilling. They've got the permits issued. But then create a friendlier environment for those energy companies to drill. Because if they drill, guess what they have to do? Spend those profits.
Makes sense, Geraldo?
I'm all for it.
sense.
I'm all for. I don't see why, just because you are in favor of a green future, you can't do practical. I'm a pragmatic idealist. Talk to Chevron, Exxon, BP, and Shell and say, listen, you guys are doing great.
Is this capitalism?
Now do me a favor.
Is
Now
this
go out there and drill.
capitalist society? Leave them alone. Unless they're profiteering, leave them alone.
They are profiteering.
All right.
Oh, all right. Then go to the Department of Justice and tell them
Profiteering
that.
is not
Prove
necessarily
it.
illegal.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.